All right, Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai Bashim, Harukakodash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone. Peace and blessings and salutations be to the hopeful elect. Noise in this gospel broad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, wherever they may be. This is the Aki of Mahaloya, coming back with another quick lesson. Lord's will to be edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai Bashim, Harukakodash. To show you the tactics and the wiles of Esau, or E, the devil, okay, the so-called white man's tactics. As we always say, that you have what you call problem, reaction, solution, aka order ab chaos, all right, which means order out of chaos. You create the problem, then you generate a reaction, then you come with the solution. Okay, basically Esau, he's the bad guy, but through his problem, reaction, solution, through his ideology of that particular statement or term, he likes to play hero, okay? Because in the eyes of these Americans, these people, these peons in America, they really believe that you have a big bad boogeyman, which is called terrorism, when in fact the war on terror does not exist. Because if that was a war on terror, Esau Edom, which technically will be in war with himself, which technically he is, according to Matthew, the 12th chapter, Satan divided against Satan. Then you got this whole Brexit reform and the other nations, etc., breaking or succeeding from the EU. Basically, Esau, or the so-called white man, he's the terrorist. He's the one, the progenitor of this whole so-called black Hebrew Israelite, this whole narrative of demonizing the Hebrew Israelites as a whole. He's behind it. Okay, because what you have to understand is that Esau, Edom, have always looked for his opportunity to slay the Israelites. Same thing when the Babylonians took down Esau, he had a particular method behind that. He pretty much sold Israelites out. All right, he was always there looking to get his lick or to steal that birthright. But even Esau, like the scriptures say, that a wise man, roughly paraphrasing it, he seek to hold his peace until you have an opportunity. Esau, basically throughout all the captivities, he was looking for his chance to strike. Because at the end of the day, this devil, he's very cunning and he's very crafty. And an excellent hunter or a shooter or a person that knows how to hunt, they sit and wait for that opportunity to pick you off. Same thing when you look at Esau's surviving techniques, etc., picking off deer, they got that mapped to the science. They know that deer takes the same path. They know to wait 30 to 40 minutes before even attempting to collect on the remains of the deer, because other deer will usually travel the same path of succession that the previous deer did. So basically this man is very crafty. All right, and throughout the captivities, even going back into hanging at Agadite, which was the house of Esau or Amalekite, basically, man, even during the time, I believe, of Mordecai, when he found out that the Israelites were actually going to be in succession and delivered, Esau, he felt that his chance of taking down Jake was null and void, but nonetheless he remained patient. And that's one thing that this devil has perfected, was craftiness, man. And now look, we're in his hands. So his plans throughout the ages, they worked, so to speak, but it was all set up through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai. And this is nothing but another mere opportunity for Esau to get his hands on the Israelites, okay? And he's like, I finally got these. You know how when you're studying, or you know how when you got that one thing that you've always lusted so much out of, whether something that you've always wanted, you sit back, and when you finally are close to this pinnacle, you get excited. You're like, yes, after so long, I've gotten it. Same thing like when Vegeta, when he first learned to become a Saiyan, all right, it was on the brink of him losing his life. And when he resurfaced, when Goku was getting ready to succumb from the heart virus, he said, yes, I'm the Prince of Saiyans once again. He said he looked for his whole life to achieve this goal, this power. All right, so it's the same thing with E. And what you have here says, after Jersey City shooting, it says the NYPD unveils, and this is a major police department, the New York Police Department, New York City Police Department, unveils unit to combat racial ethnic extremism. And from what I was reading and what I've heard, that after this alleged shooting, okay, because you have what you call stock footage. Stock footage is basically footage that's put in archives somewhere that's used for other methods. Like if you brothers are familiar with the Sentai series of the Zuyu Ranger, basically that whole Sentai series of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was nothing but stock footage that was converted over to the American show, because a lot of times those people that was in those costumes, they wasn't the actual actors. That was stock footage when they was fighting the monsters and stuff like that. That was what you call stock footage. It wasn't the actual footage. They didn't start actually putting on the outfits until I believe like the second season or something like that, when they actually started doing their own moves. And even then, it looked pretty much downwater compared to what the Japanese was really doing, because they was far advanced in technology and they was more fit for the role. And it's the same thing here. Stock footage of they allegedly showing two people from a distance go inside the store and shoot it up. Okay, so Esau, he's controlling the narrative. This is a whole plan, or a diabolical plan, that's used by the devil to try to come against us, okay? Because they know damn well that the Israelites are people of peace for the most part, minus a few knuckleheads or two. They know that the street preachers, or mainly the men of Great Millstone, are pretty much with peaceful protesters. You know, despite what we're saying, the harsh words out of the book, they know that we're not going on no damn killing spree. They know that. But in order to lump us up all in one particular category or one element, they're coming up with these different scenarios, and then they're offsetting them by putting them through the media. Because the media and the people is what's going to give this power to give the green light to open up on our people. Okay, it's a crafty, cunning plan that's devised by nothing but E himself. All right, so it says here, less than 24 hours after two people unleashed gunfire in Jersey City Tuesday afternoon, killing a veteran police officer and three people inside a kosher grocery store, Mayor Bill de Blasio and the New York Police Department publicly unveiled a unit focused on preventing hate crimes before they occur. So this was already in the making, okay? Because like my thing is, how you gonna have this to transpire overnight? Like, it takes time to put together a task force, because you got to go through tactical training. You got to go through certain strategic elements in order to set these people up. You got to do cognitive based assessments to see if people are really fit for this type of duty. But yet it says that they deployed this 24 hours after a shooting. So this was something they had in plan years and years of making, after just sitting back and taking surveillance photos and surveilling the Hebrew Israelites. Because a lot of times, man, when people ride past the camps, you know, snapping pictures and stuff like that, these are little agents that Esau set up in order to report back to him, you know, so they could figure out a plan to come against this truth, this ministry. And that's all it is just another form of demonization. All right, so now basically they're going to be on a profiling tip. If you look to be anything of somewhat of a superiority group or some type of protest, or you look like you're standing for some type of upvote of your people, they're going to target you, man, and they're going to harass you. And that's the spirit, man, that this is happening in the main barrel first, because believe it or not, this is where the truth came from. Okay, it started with the elders of One West on down to the apostles of GMS. You know, they started the whole YouTube. Well, they didn't start it, but actually the spirit had the Great Millstone videos to take off and spread like wildfire. And it's through the spirit that they may be the first ones that's going to be wrapping up the ministry from the headquarters, man. Okay, because everything is going to happen in unison. Because, hey, everybody knows that New York, throughout the 5 barrels, hey, it's a lot of Jake out there, you know. But it says the radically and ethnically motivated extremism, which is abbreviated REM or REMI. It says unit is focused on any trends and any signs of racially and ethnically motivated extremism, de Blasio said at the press conference Wednesday morning. So they're getting ready to crack down on brothers, man. You know, or at least attempt to. But it says the unit, which will directly take on the hate groups that are trying to spread in this country and pose a threat to so many communities, de Blasio said. It says began to form this summer after a series of hate crimes, from the Tree of Life synagogue shooting in Pittsburgh to the shooting in El Paso, Texas, erupted across the country. Okay, so you notice when this thing is targeting Amalekites, now they want to do something about it. But what about the shooting at Christ Church last year, when a dude went on a killing spree, murdering over 20 people on a live stream, which that could have been a setup simulation from what it occurred to what it looks like to the public. Because the public could believe any goddamn thing you tell them, and you show them something on the TV, like the whole SEAL Team 6 when they allegedly killed bin Laden. People really believe that shit, man. You know, but nonetheless, when all these KKK and white nationalists and these Christian apologetics, when these guys were out there speaking certain things, and then you had Columbine shootings and all this other crap, that's coming into play. How come they didn't do anything now? Besides try to do a gun ban. Like now in Virginia, they're talking about trying to ban guns, or up the more harsher security measures in order to own a firearm because of these shootings, etc. Because they're trying to do all this at one time, coming on the men of the Lord, taking away guns. Because believe it or not, man, this whole thing can spark off a civil war. Okay, because for one thing, you coming for us, you gunning for us, which we've been on that. But also, you're gunning for the Second Amendment rights. And a lot of these white nationalists and a lot of these what you call patriot people, patriotic people, then you got the Second Amendments, those particular factions of Edomite supremacy, they going to start rallying against their government, man. And on top of that, you got a economy that's on the verge of collapse financially. So it's all planned out according to the scriptures. But we understand that this is Satan's device, and we're not ignorant of it, like the scriptures say here. All right, so this is the book of 2 Corinthians 2, and I'm going to start at verse 11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we're not ignorant of his devices. And this is nothing but a mere device that he is using to try to come against the truth, while putting his own people in subjection that he feels that are undesirable. Because you typical so-called white people, you red Hebrew Edomites, basically, man, you're the butt of the joke too. Because now they look at you as being a typical Jake. They put you and us in the same category, believe it or not. Those of you that's really not, that's not substantial enough to stand face of this tyranny. Like this whole impeachment nonsense, that's just a mere distraction, because they know a lot of these liberals and left wingers is tuning into this whole goddamn debate about Trump being impeached. Which Trump, look, man, he may not get impeached, and if he do, it was all part of the plan anyway. All right, because what have this guy done that no other president have never done? All the presidents of the United States were racist. They all hated Jake. They all were murderers, criminals, drug dealers, all these things. So what's any different about DJ Trump? He's in the same boat as fucking Clinton, Ronald Reagan, Nixon, Kennedy, Abraham Lincoln, all these guys, Barack Insane Obama. He's in the same category, man. He just more out there with it because that's the spotlight that the elites chose to give the devil. All right. So it says here, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we're not ignorant of his devices. And we've been telling you brothers that this was going to go down, and that these things were going to happen on a large degree, and that, brothers need to be more in the spirit, because the times they were living in, and be not so hasty to other things that you don't understand, and sit back and observe, like Jake. They always look to listen to respond. Everything don't require a response, For the most part, you just sit back and you wait for your time to shoot your jump shot, man. We're playing strategic team ball here. This ain't NBA streets when you just run and gun. All right, this is a 5-man crew, bro. We got to use every member on the team. The 2 guard, the 1 guard and the 2 guard. All right, power forward, small forward, and the center. We playing strategic ball on the court, man. Like look at the position of a point guard. He don't just always run and gun. He's really calling the plays. He's controlling the narrative. And believe it or not, the point guard take less shots than anybody on the team for the most part, if he's a good point guard. But anyway, going back into the article, it says the newly formed group will not replace the already present Nypd hate crime unit, which investigates acts of ethnic and racially pointed hatred. The focus here is hate groups and hate networks, Miller said. And it says the recent Jersey City attacks comes at a time where New York City is seeing a 22% increase in hate crimes, according to the commissioner, DeMar Shea. Shea pushed back against any effort to downplay the severity of seemingly minor incidents such as a sign etched on a window or transit, saying that he see a relationship between those incidents and the recent shooting. And this is a quote. He said, there's an escalation. Shea said, and it's a common theme here. It's ignorance. It's hate. Like he can define what hate is. How can you sit up here and call people out on hate when you've done nothing but displayed hate? Like now they stated that Trump don't even represents the genocide of the early 1900s of the Armenians and of the Ottoman Empire. He said that he refused to refer to it as genocide, but instead mass atrocities, man, which shows you that this motherfucking devil, he goes by his code of ethics, which brings in plausible deniability, which he can deny something and he has a right to deny it and stick to it. But yet, can nobody call Esau out on his hate? But yet, everybody else is the haters, right? Esau is a hypocrite. But it says, in response to Jersey City shooting, de Blasio directed the NYPD to go into the state of high alert, meaning that they're really going to be looking. Meaning they're going to be targeting people left and right. You know, if you look the part with a beard or whatever, fringes, hey, man, they may be trying to gun for you. Like, you know, some brothers, they used to wear their garments out and stuff like that. Meaning, like, to the stores and stuff like that, man, stop doing that. Because now it's not the time to get simple or get sloppy. Like them guys from the different camps, they believe in wearing their fringes and shit to work. I want to see them dudes go to work with their fringes on now. I want to see dude have his tassels, etc., and his fringes fucking tied to a security uniform, man. I want to see you have a chastity belt with some fringes on it. Or some cufflinks with some fringes on it, man. With a band that says the Most High Yahweh on it. Bet you ain't doing that now. You know, because Jake, man, they try to be over righteous. They try to be seen. Like Esau, man, look, he's mad about us waking up. But at the end of the day, man, you niggas ain't making no noise, man. Because at the end of the day, Esau don't give a damn about you. In his mind, you just a joke. In the eyes of the people, you just a bug out. All right? But it says, in response to the Jersey City shooting, de Blasio directed the NYPD to go into a high state of alert Tuesday night, increasing the presence of the department at places of Jewish worship, despite there currently being no connection to any threats to the city, adding that the presence will be large and consistent in the coming days. And this is crazy. This shows you how they know that these people are low and demonic. Because why you got to go that far to protect a bunch of people who's responsible for the world's filth in the first place? Here you got the Khazars or the Amalekites that blatantly robbed the world in plain sight, put people in poverty and slavery to this day, committed acts of genocide on nations of people. Not hundreds, but nations, thousands, millions of people. Kidnapped one people from one part of the world, brought them to another part of the world to work for free and beat the hell out of them every chance you got. And yet you feel the need that these people need protection? If anything, the world needs protection from these people, man. And the Lord is going to protect us from these people, all right? Because these people are the wicked that the Bible talks about. But yet, you have the audacity to set up special treatment centers for these people. Because everybody knows that the Amalekites are the vilest race of people known to man, okay? They're Edomites. They're the wicked that the Bible talks about. Everybody knows this. This is why you're going through extreme measures to protect these demons. All right, but it says the NYPD provided resources to New York, Jersey police in the immediate wake of the shootings, including an aviation intelligence and emergency response unit. But the Jewish community on Staten Island, which was targeted early this year when hate speech was written on a synagogue and mirror corners, among other incidents, mourned the loss and those killed in the attack. But what about Oscar Grant? What about Tamir Rice? What about Emmett Till? Even though they said that his mother had something to do with that, because it came out that Mamie Till was an Eastern Star. See? And the whole civil rights movement was bullshit. So basically he was a sacrifice to start off this bullshit ass civil rights movement, man. And people even speculated if he really died or not. But I'm not getting into all that. I don't know. All right, it's not that important. But the fact of what it appears to the people and what it sparked, that death alone back in 58 is responsible for a life of agony that the civil rights movement brought to our people, man, which was a detriment to them, you know. But hey, nobody mourns the loss of Israel, you know, because at the end of the day, these people, man, they don't care about us, man, and the scriptures prove that. It's time to, come back to our power. But anyway, I got a couple more precepts here. This is the book of go to book of Psalms, 52nd chapter. All right, so this is the book of Psalms 52, and I'm gonna start at verses 2. It says, "Thy tongue devises mischiefs like a sharp razor, working deceitfully." And this is a work of deceitfulness by E. Okay, this is his whole deception. Esau's powerful tool was his deception. That's why we call him the devil. Okay, And this is going to spark off their war against us, man. This is going to try to justify them for coming against the Israelites, because don't believe that more attacks is not coming. Don't believe that more attacks won't happen and that they won't attribute this madness to us. You know, anything they get a chance on, they're going to try to, attribute it to the Hebrew Israelites. And it says, and thou lovest evil more than good, and lying rather than to speak righteousness. That's right, man. You know, because, hey, this is all based on a lie. It's a false narrative. Esau knows we're not up to this. But like I said, man, he got public opinion on his side. All right. Let me find another precept. Go to the book of Psalms, the 37th chapter. That's a pretty good one. Psalms 37, because, persecution is going to be the big thing. We're entering deep waters. I mean, deeper waters, darker waters. And 2020 may be a hell of a year, brothers. So get ready, But this is what the Lord is going to do. It says here, fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity. That's talking about you ease. All right, for they should be soon cut down like the green grass and wither away as the green herb. So let this devil have his fun. Because eventually it's going to come back and bite him on the side. It's going to bite him because of his lies and deception tactics that he's carrying forth. It's another one in Jeremiah. Also in the book of Lamentations, the 4th chapter, when it tells you that they hunt our steps, man. And it's to the point that they're going to be hunting. They're going to try to roll on the men of the Lord by all means necessary. So this is the book of Lamentations 4. And I'm going to start at verses, let's start 18. It says, they hunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets. All right. It says, our end is near and our days are fulfilled, for our end is come. And our persecutors are swifter than eagles of the heaven. And they pursued us upon the mountains, and they laid wait for us in the wilderness. All right. So this is basically what Esau is going to do. Like it tells you in Revelation 12:12, this devil should come down with great wrath. So for you brothers out there, like I mentioned earlier, man, the time now is to stay circumspect. You can't get sloppy. Watch what and how you say things and who you associate yourself with. Now it's time to put the scriptures into use. All your training in the gym, now it's time to really utilize them efforts. And that left hook you've been practicing, hey, it's time to start using it. All right, Revelation 12:12, it says, therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. But woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have a short time. And this is the beginning and revisings of his wrath here. This garbage right here, because this is nothing but garbage. Like I said, they had stock footage of somebody allegedly running in a store and opening up fire, which they never showed the close-up. And on top of that, the guy who they showed, he looked totally different than what they initially had him look like. So this is a time that the Lord is getting ready to raise up a standard, brothers. But this is the book of 2nd Esdras 16. And I'm going to start at verses 70. It says, for there should be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. All right, meaning that they're going to come down with great persecution. It says, and they should be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Most High. For they should waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they should be tried as gold in the fire. All right. So, hey, brothers, like I said, this is the time of persecution now. Sooner or later, this thing is going to get worse. It may dwindle down a little bit. But now don't believe that this test event, Esau and his think tanks, they're not sitting back thinking about, okay, what's a better method that we can attribute to these people to get them to look villainized in the face of the media, And it says here, but hear, O ye my beloved, says the Lord, and behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. And be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, is your God. And with that, all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders, the apostles of GMS, and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. It was in the gospel abroad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, wherever they may be. And with that, Shalom and a Baba Ball.